Oh, seems that well, it's been a week since I went live in Yellowstone or in West Yellowstone, and I'm going to repeat. I wasn't there to be a nooker. I was there to visit friends that were there that wanted me to come up there. That was it. I was only there to visit with friends, and so I'm going to go through this slideshow of some of my memes I've made about the chase. And I tried to put them in order. There are going to be some that are out of order, and I got to get my monitor going on the phone here. I got so I can see the chat as I'm going because it's going to be the share screen. All I'm going to see on the computer. Let me turn the fan off. It's cooled off enough. I could probably turn it off. But it was 95 today. It was 90. I need a swimming pool here because my health conditions can't handle that kind of heat. 90, 95. It about killed me Tuesday. I almost went to the hospital. I got to get where is it? Oh, I had it there. Had YouTube on. Let me see. There. And I got to turn the volume down. Where's the volume buttons? You got to look at the fucking phone to see where the fucking buttons are. Make sure you got the right button, you know? And there, it's down. Hey, INFJ. Anyhow, let's go back to the slideshow here. And so this one slide, let's move this thing off the side, the thing to end it, so I can see what I'm looking at. It's like right in front of it. Okay, keep that little box to stop this on the side out of my way. But here's the poem. And you see is the first stanza starts with as, and the last stanza starts with so. Actually, the last two stanzas start with so. And Forrest being funny, as above, so below. Now that's not too hard to see that. We have the top of the poem, the bottom of the poem. You got to marry things in the poem. Marry something in the top to something in the bottom and stuff. As I've gone alone in there, he's gone alone in his car a lot. Let me see. Where next? Where's my next button on the slideshow and showing me the next button? Oh, so we have the so below, and later I'm going to get to hear me all listen good. Your effort will be worth the cold. That's Charlton Heston right there, Moses. And so as above, and we have the Moses figure is the above, and the so below is the metal Model A cowl. The metal and the vehicle you need to take you to the treasure. Now, is it going to let me go to the next? I got to manually do this. Oh, great. Is it? Oh, it's not putting them in the order I wanted. I know what I got to do. Let me see. Oh, is it gonna? When I do that, okay. Now I gotta go and restart that. Sort by name. There. Now, did that? Yes. Okay. Now let me see if that come up on the chat here. Oh, and it's getting warm. 85 inside, 72 outside. So we have the as above, so below. And this is still, not showing it in the order. I wish. This damn thing. Damn thing. Okay, when I do the slideshow, if I go in the file manager and I go to the file I want to open it, it should do the slideshow in the order of the name of the slide. And that's how I set it up. And so I could go one after the other. But we start with the dust jacket. Clues are in the book, not just the poem. This memoir includes a true story about a secret treasure and an outrageous dare. Unlock the clues that are scattered among these pages, and you can go home with a bronze chest that is full of gold and precious jewelry that is almost too heavy for one person to carry. Forrest said that if he were younger, he'd go back and get it himself. So right there, he's telling you they're scattered among the pages. They're not just in the poem. And then look further on down, he says you need the metal. And this is what Forrest, a quote from Forrest, or no, it's not a quote from Forrest. But when I asked him to say something about me, he said I was the craziest guy he knows. And there is a video of that. You're the craziest guy I know. And, and I told him, great, because that means I got to be just as crazy as the guy who hit it. Okay, here's a little a GIF I made. It's fun. That's not my hair. That's a raccoon skin cap. And I'm sitting in my RV. I posed with a box about the same size, and I replaced the box I was holding with the chest. It's pretty damn good, though. And his father tells us twice, or he tells us twice in the book to find a substitute. And he was looking for his substitute, another Indiana Jones type like him. We're looking for a substitute for the treasure, a substitute for Yellowstone, which Yellowstone caldera is farther and 100 times older. It's from 75 million years ago. So, and he tells us that his father was waiting for the substitute to give him a call. And the phone was at the other end of the house. Forrest was waiting for the person who figured it out to call him, which I did on May 27th, 2020. I've got a copy of the phone record when I did. And let's see, I had Verizon then, but I'm sure it could be dug up from Verizon if I said yes, release that information. It's not, it shouldn't be any trouble getting a phone record that old showing that I called his number at it's like 8:27 p.m. You know, and he said, "What do you want from me? What do you want from me?" Because if he says something twice, it's a clue, and that's what in the Prince of Egypt. That's what Moses says to God. What do you want from me? So he was playing the part of Moses, and you had to be a god to figure out his treasure. To go in peace, Columbine, and the is Latin for dove-like plant. The Columbine flowers petals look like doves, like the dove in the moon, and this is a main. It's between. This is between Moses and the stout-hearted men. So this is after taking it with him. That taking it with him means he went through the tunnel. And I added these words on the top. The middle of the sign is what's on the sign. I added the top and bottom captions on here. And after I went there, there was two feathers on sticks back in the woods here, not far from the picnic tables. There's 3 picnic tables. It was a campground in the 30s and 40s that they may have stopped at in those days. And okay, if you're driving from Texas to Yellowstone, when you get to Colorado, you want to pick up your camping gear and start doing some camping, don't you? So this would be a great place to pick up your camping gear to finish your trip and camp places along the way on your way up to Yellowstone. Because in those days, we didn't have interstates or cars that do 85 miles an hour, you know? Oh, it's not showing. I gotta get that screen going. Shit. I've been doing this talking. Where is it? Get back. I thought it came up. Where's my? There it is. Share screen, window. This one. Share. Okay, there. That should do it. Sorry about that. I had to look down at the phone that I'm monitoring with. So now I have to go back for you guys. But this is the Columbine stuff and Aquilegia, a dove-like thing, a dove-like plant. That's what it's known as. It represents colorful Colorado. The yellow nectar in the middle it represents the sun. The white represents the snow, and the blue represents the sky, and the green represents the forest. It's a rainbow of a plant. It's almost like a daffodil. They look a lot like daffodils. That's why he said daffodils, because he had to find a substitute for that too, which is the columbine. So his father was waiting for the bell to ring at the other end. And I can probably post this link in the chat. Let me do that for you. Let me see, because you're still going to see this while I go over to that window and switch to chat and post the link. Paste there. Hey, Dizzy. See those messages you deleted, Dizzy? I can still see them on the. Hi, Bill. Yeah, hello, Luli. Hi, Bill. Yeah. So deleting them doesn't do any good. I can still see them with Restream. So did it? Oh, I didn't post it. Boom. There. Boom. Now I share it on the phone. Because that way I have someone else talk to about these things. I only want to discuss the slides I'm going over. I don't want to go off track from that. People are always trying to derail me from talking about my solution. And I'm going to talk about it tonight. And this solution beats the pants off of the one on the broomstick. There, pin message. There. Okay. So I got to get back to the screen I'm sharing. There. Okay. So then we go there to the Columbine. So this is kind of telling you what in the end there, that was out of order. Are there this has to do with Braving in the Wood. This thing is not going by the title of the slide like I wanted it to. It's completely out of order. Completely out of order. Are there any among you who are as brave who are as intrigued by America's ancient past as I am? Tell me. And here we have the guy beating the drum on the right and the guy over here on the left dancing. This is one of my popular images. Before I went up to Yellowstone, I sold the 2 copies that were in my box of prints. 2 different people, 2 in a row about this same print without the text on it, of course. And here we have most searchers are Horatio Hornblower or Sir Admiral Nelson, who was blind in one eye, and when he was told the enemy was coming, he put the scope up to his blind eye. Don't confuse confirmation bias with turning a blind eye. Because there's a lot of people turning the blind eye because they are exactly what confirmation bias is. I can see what you said, Dizzy, even though you deleted it. I just have to switch my screen on the computer to see it because I missed it when it was there. You people that delete your messages, I don't even see them and you're deleting them. You might as well go in a closet and close the door and talk to yourself. Don't put and delete it before I can read it. It just doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't. It does not make sense. He said, Bill, you're not the reason why I delete them. It's for future people that watch your videos. Well, it doesn't do any good because I just read it, right? and what does what you said there? How's that going to hurt anybody? How can you be harmed? You're afraid of somebody suing you over saying, "Hey, buddy," that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to me. Delete something when you insult after you insult somebody. Delete that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Begin at where warm water's hauled. Here is Rainbow Hot Springs. You can see the hot spring right there. You see the water in there. And you see the San Juan River running by right here. And this is a 4.5 mile walk from Bootjack Ranch up the San Juan River and I guess there's a couple of pools here that you can sit in. And you see the hot water running down out of the mountain right here. And it runs down into these pools and then into the river. And it's a 4.5 mile walk. Now, no way Forrest brought it there because that would mean 18 miles of walking in one day. 80 years old, no way. There are some athletes at 30 that think that he could have done it, and you're totally wrong. That's too far to walk. There are 2 where warm waters. There's several where warm water that are in this area in this solve. This one, and the other one both lead to the home of Brown. The other one is Pagosa Hot Springs. And he said to find a good-looking rock a couple times. So that Rock Hudson there. Reading the message. Okay, seeing it. But I'm doing my slideshow and paying attention to my slideshow. Second is looking at your messages. And I got to see if anybody is joining in, huh? Don't I? Oh, there is. Here, Bill and Jack. Which one? Okay. So I'm in here twice somehow. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Okay. So I got to go back to my thing. It won't let me control it from the Restream page. And there's me in Cottonwood Hot Springs. That's up near Buena Vista, wearing my hat and sunglasses underwater in the hot spring. This is one of my favorite. Look at the walls in this hot spring. They're nice. It's clean water. I went over to go to the more popular ones, and they're oily, greasy from people and their body oils and stuff, polluting the river. I like this one because it's clean. And here's for the Wizard of Oz. So all I need is the poem and a good map. And Dorothy says, we better go find the wizard first. Because, of course, the scarecrow doesn't have a brain. You're going to need a brain to find it. Hey, John. You're going to need a brain to... And I can keep my secret where? In his pocket. I wonder, after he died, and he had a note in his pocket, maybe. There it is. For his family to find. This is what happened, kids. Here's a where warm waters halt. When you pee in the snow. Watch out where the huskies go, and don't you eat that yellow snow. Watch out where the huskies go. How you doing, John? Whoopee. Okay, here's where warm water halts. 1,000 feet down at the bottom of the world's deepest hot spring, Pagosa Hot Springs. It smells bad, like the hat. It smells bad. Look at the horse back here. See the horse? Here's the horse's head. The horse's body. That's funny. That looks like a horse back there. And here's my logo of Forrest Fenn. 4. Okay, I know what happened. Somebody else, I went live and somebody else went live to take away my viewers. Whoever else went live is going to get a double blazes. Double blazes, bastard. Really. Double blazes. See what I mean? People try to derail me from telling my solution. But I tell you what, the people that are going watching this other channel are going to they're going to watch my video anyhow. So trying to derail me by streaming over me isn't going to do anything for you. Yeah, of course. And you know what? It's, of course, JJ trying to say Shiloh's committing fraud. Shiloh ain't committing fraud. The only one committing fraud is JJ and BA. We know what BA stands for. Everybody knows BA means bare ass. Yeah. Okay, but it seems it says there's 12 watching, not 4. I don't know why my one device is saying there's 4, the other says 12. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I seen that Josh put up a couple. Yeah. Filters. Anytime. Oh, anytime. Last hour. Yeah. Yeah, you got 5 views and 20 views. So 20 people went over to watch him, but that means 6 of those 20 don't give a fuck about Bill Gorman. They're nookers. They're nookers. Susie admitted she's a nooker. She believes in Jack Stoof. Sorry, Susie, but that's a fact. You believe in Jack Stoof. You think I'm a joke, just like Barbara thinks I'm a joke. But none of you have a picture of Forrest Fenn congratulating Jack Stoof or Barbara or JJ. I have pictures of Forrest Fenn congratulating me. So we started here at Pagosa Hot Springs. It was, we'll go back to Pagosa while I say it was Pagosa Springs. Was a Fort Lewis in Pagosa Springs, and it was too far for the Utes to walk. So they moved Fort Lewis to Durango because Pagosa was too far to walk. And it means smells bad. There are some people that take the earthy spiritualist opinion that means healing waters. Oh, so does Ojo Caliente, and so does all this other shit means healing water. And it's like, yeah, there are healing waters, but the original came from the natives. Pagosa means smells bad. I need to get a Hopi to explain that to us, or a Ute. What does Pagosa mean? Okay. So Forrest Fenn talked about not selling bullets to this guy, Long John Silver. It doesn't have, I'm amazed it doesn't have the star names. Joseph, directed by, written by, starring Robert. This must be the one in the fourth. This is the newer version of Long John Silver. But you got to go back to I think it's 1931 or 32. It's about the time Forrest was born. And so here's four kings and the Joker. So we have Enki, Thoth, Moses, Anubis, and Forrest Fenn, the Joker. He's empty. This guy here, the stout-hearted men guy, you're going to see him in a rock formation later. He's at the end after Moses. There's my little advertisement. Yeah, I got some of the coffee mugs, and actually that's way bigger than you'll see it on a coffee mug, so the distortion won't be on the mug. So here we have, this is where you turn the poem into a map. And we use the D's because he prayed for D's. And so we're playing follow the dot with the D's. And we just go around the perimeter. And isn't that funny? Right in the canyon where the creek is, there'll be no paddle up your creek. That's where the creek goes up the canyon, because we're going to go here and we're going to draw this. See, I just made darker lines. There's the creek. There be no paddle up your creek. There's the rocks. And then we got trees. Put some trees in there. More trees. And the sun. And so here we have the creek coming down the canyon. And Moses is up here in the nook, so to say. You're coming down the canyon. And there's these canyon walls and stuff on the side. And there's this canyon over here with Moses in the nook. And actually there's a highway that comes just to the left of the creek. There's a highway goes through there. And people, well, that'd be too noisy. No, Forrest wore hearing aid. He could turn off the noise. No problem. But you see the faces in here in the rocks. There's eyes and mouth. There's two faces facing each other here. And this is just another picture I stuck in the background. But again, we followed the lowercase d's. there's 25 lowercase d's in the poem, no uppercase d's in the poem. And there is the bullet. And this hole, Barbara says that the hole in the hat represents New Mexico. I wonder if he does a video on his bath salts wear off. Got my Colorado. Oh, good, Whoopi. And stickers. How'd the stickers come out? I haven't had any. I haven't sampled them. I have everything Fenn left behind, even the pepper shaker. Wow, who's Baron Trump on the left? But here, this bullet hole. It's an exit hole on the Model 8 Miss Ford, the Model 8 cowl, the metal, the vehicle you need to take you to the treasure. And what is this? This is a gas cap. And so this 50 caliber bullet hole, you know the size of a gas cap. It's a standard gas cap size. That's a 50 cal hole. That's a big hole. But it's an exit hole. The bullet, the entry on the other side is not quite so big, but it's a subtle hint to his airplane, his jet that got a 50 cal a bullet through the wing, and he leaked all his fuel out. And so this is where the airplane landed, in the runway that resembles the golf course. It resembles the golf course where he landed, and the back half of the car is torn off. Where's the back half of the car? Just like his airplane. You people don't know what a subtle hint is. And here's the gas tank. It's got a couple of wings on it, you know? There's the side panels. And this is Skippy's, back here is Skippy's gearbox. And all the metal went flying around. There was metal strewn everywhere. Here's the metal panels. This is from a tow truck, probably in the 50s or so. But I just saw that rock back here that interests me, because look at this rock. It's sculpted like the wolf thing. And look at his face here. That's funny. But this is at the bottom of the screed pile below the highway, about 600 feet down. Here's Too Far to Walk. These are the legs. Yeah, you got the little ones to stick inside somewhere, put on the dash, whatever. But here's the legs. And here's the guy. That's his face where my cursor mouse hand thing is. And this is his body laying on top of this bird. This is the beak coming down into this well of this tree. This is a fish here. This is the treasure box. And this is a picture that got me in trouble with Stephanie, got me banned from her chase chat. And after I got banned, I didn't want to go back. Really. Because this treasure chest is nothing compared to this one rock sculpture. You people want the gold. You're after the gold. You're not after the real treasures, which is the archaeology. And look at that smile. Look at that face. See the eyes, the mouth. There's another face right here. There are two faces on there. So that guy's two-faced. But that's Lord Thoth, the ibis-headed god. He's actually riding the ibis through the Rio Grande National Forest. Yeah, glad you like those stickers. Here's the gypsies dancing. Now pay attention to this arm up here, because this arm and this gypsies, these wagons, it shows the canvas canopy on the wagons. These wagons have canopies on them, and so it wasn't under the canopy of these. If you go in there, there's no you're under a canopy of canvas canopy inside these. So that's not really a canopy of stars is close to where the stout-hearted man is. But the girls are dancing. Forrest is laying underneath there. But this gypsy here dancing is on the bluff across from the home of Brown, which is this one. See, here's her head. That's her nose. This is her nose, right where the hand is. It's her mouth. This is her hat or hair stuff or whatever on top. And this is her arm reaching up and her hand up here. Her hand reaching up. And there's other girls dancing in here. See, there's a face right here. There's a face. There's a face right here, and she's got bangs. She got bangs, and there's an eye. There's her other eye, and there's her smile. But there are other figures in here. These are just they're people over. It's not just a person. There's people in the background dancing too. So people are confused because of all the activity in the stuff. It's multi-layered. See, here's the arm and the hand coming up. That's this here. Here's the woman. She's looking up. Here's the other girl's face here. That's the gypsies dancing. And this is right across from Bootjack Ranch, the home of Brown. And you see, I have this thing backwards because you start with warm. My omega on here is backwards. You go from where warm water halts back to tired and weak. And it really goes back further and back. This one, there's something I seen. It look right here. See, there's like a hot tub here, and these guys are laying back there's a head. These people are sitting in this hot tub here. That's what I seen. They were in a hot spring. So hear me all and listen good. So these are the glasses and eyes of his father's eye. This is his hair right here. This is the father's face. And this is the boy sitting over here. He's behind the aspen tree, but he's back here. You see his eye and his hair. The father sitting. This is the father's back and shoulders. And this is his arms coming out. That's the father talking to the son. And I wish I could shrink them down smaller than they show it, but I can't. I guess if I had to the slideshow won't let me shrink them smaller than full screen. And with marvel gaze, look into his crystal ball. What's in there? What is in Professor Marvel's crystal ball? So we're talking about, wisdom stuff. Yeah. Cash leg in my search area. The heel of the shoe actually touches where warm water's called food. Bill, did you just say where warm water halts? Yeah, warm water halts when your car overheats. It halts your car. This is directly across the street from the Gypsy Rocks that I showed you. This is BJR, Bootjack Ranch. A Bootjack, I have it in a later slide coming up here, is a, it won't slide over to show me. It showed me what I looked at, but not what's next in the little preview on the bottom of the screen. You see that? Suckers! Damn slide thing. So Bootjack Ranch was owned by David Jennings Brown. He was a billionaire. He sold this place for like $89 million, 3,500 acres of pristine national forest. And what is that? That's a pond, I believe. But the San Juan River runs through Bootjack Ranch. Look at that beautiful. You know, if you're going to have a substitute for Yellowstone, this place certainly is a great substitute. You can't. It's a beautiful. There's the Bootjack. That is a Bootjack. What do you see? Two Omegas. Two Omegas. One for big boots, one for his boots, and one for her boots. I own this Bootjack, and I have not seen another one like it. I've looked for them. You cannot find another one like it. And here we have no place for the meek, which is Wolf Creek. Wolf Creek. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Big bad wolf, big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Not me. I'm not afraid of the big bad wolf, which would be BA playing the part of the big bad wolf. Go jump in a lake. Go jump in a lake or go jump in a river like this one. Yeah, let's see her. See how that broomstick rides through those rapids. And well, here's Moses. All the answers are in Once Upon a While. And the revised edition, Dizzy Dean, tells you it was over in 2017. Well, here's Moses. Moses is the fake Blaze. You know, Moses was blown over. Wouldn't Moses? Forrest put him outside to weather him, and the wind blew him over, and this right hand broke off. Forrest glued the hand back on. Now we have a broken fake Blaze. Only answer is you cannot argue is Warm Waters halt at the S of Waters. It halts when your Model A overheats and you pull off at a roadside rest. And believe me, when they made their trips to Yellowstone, they pulled over and got water lots of places, I bet. Forrest didn't. Forrest told you about everybody else's car, but he didn't tell you about his until some of the last scrapbooks. And at the end of Once Upon a While, his car, his Bullet, comes up at the end of Once Upon a While. The Bullet. Find a good-looking rock? I'm the one who located Skippy's Rock in Yellowstone. So I did find a good-looking rock in Yellowstone. I did find Skippy's Rock. And we had crowds over at Marvin's Rock. Well, yeah, everybody drives by that. But this one, you got to get out of your car and walk down there. You can't see it from the road. Here's a thing I made. It's this very small version. It's shrunk down, but we got the ibis, Forrest Fenn riding the ibis, just like the Moses on the moon. And warm water halts at the end of Genesis when water recedes, and the dove comes back with the branch, go in peace. Warm water halts is go in peace, and yeah, I got the elephant sitting here. I got his wooden Moses there. I got surfers in there. I got Lord Thoth or the God with I got the hand of God and the thinker and everything in there, man. These are aliens in the back here. See their faces? These are two aliens back here. That's why I put Georgia. And Forrest says, sometimes I'm weird. To every man there comes a special moment when he is figuratively tapped on the shoulder, and offered the chance to do a special thing unique to him and fitted to his talent. By Winston Churchill. Is that the poem Forrest was talking about? You know, what's the difference between a poem and a quote? How do zoom that in so you can read it easier? Because I see on my phone it's small. Shout out to Moses. Thanks. By Upper Falls, the Canyon, yes. Yeah, I found that. Troy Barlow's my witness. The crazy guy that did this thing. That is a quote from Forrest Fenn. That's him. That's the crazy guy that did this thing. And he says, I'm the craziest guy he knows. That means I'm just as crazy as him. You had to be guided by the hand of God like he was. I was. The chase is over because he said, I'm taking it with me to the grave. So the chase is over when the toad croaks. when he died, I don't mean to poke fun at Forrest dying, but he put humor in it, you know. When you know George Burns made fun of, well, I'm going to go someday, and he made jokes about it, you know, because you can't expect to live much more than 90. When you're 90, it's like it's any day. When you're 60, it's like it's any day. Each 10 years you're going, it's any day now, man. How can I make it another 10 years? So this is the bathroom in Forrest Fenn's old gallery. And he's got all these lanterns hanging on the ceiling. It reminds me of Diogenes. He lit a lamp in broad daylight and said, as he went about, I am looking for an honest man. And so here's Diogenes. I hit the thing. I tried to zoom in. I got to pull it from here. I put the double blazes are the flames in all the lamps. And here's the if you'd ever think of me when I have passed this veil and wished to please my ghost, forgive a sinner and smile at a homely girl. Well, the wood was on Pass Creek, and the waterfall is a veil. It looks like a veil in spring worn off. It looks like a bride's veil, totally. And there's no name on it. And I know where to submit to have it named Forrest Fenn Falls. Okay. I used Alfred E. Newman and I refaced Forrest with Alfred E. Newman's face. Just for fun. Just for fun. And this is No Place for the Meek. This photograph was taken on Wolf Creek Pass. And here we have a bunch of Model A's, a bunch of old jalopies. But look, it's an old car with a canopy. It's another old car with a canopy. Another old car with a canopy. What do you call it when you put the top down? And it's night and you sit in that car? You're sitting under a canopy of stars. Where warm waters halt. Hint of Treasure's Old, Treasure Mountain. No Place for the Meek Pass, Wolf Creek Pass. The blaze is Moses. This is where his plane erupted into a fireball halfway up the 1,000-foot bluff where Moses is. Wood is art. The word wood is cut out of the forest. The meadows are the WOOD, but it's a capital W, 2 lowercase O's, and a lowercase d. Tired and weak is Tucker. Tucker the dog. Tuckered Ponds is tired and weak. Tucker Ponds campground. You go fishing there. There are trout in the Pass Creek, and the wood is just below Tucker Ponds on Pass Creek. And Brown's place is 10 miles back at the bottom on the west side of the pass. But so the old car I found, there's a new highway there now. This old road is where I found on this old road. I have found decoys. Some believe any decoy is something Forrest placed, but the fact is there are billions of natural decoys. So the treasure chest sitting here is just a natural. It was there already. He didn't have to put decoys out there. Nature did that for him. Yeah, it's a great picture. Look, man, magazine, told poker. Yeah, there we go. They never see the elephant in the room. There's the elephant back there. Here's the stories, the fairy tales, going down the rabbit hole. See the rabbit back here with the watch. There's Alice in Wonderland. Here's the books. Okay, the books. Look at the books and think of Douglas Preston talking about Linda Obst. Linda Obst was a producer in the movie Interstellar. Think bookcase. Think Alice in Wonderland. Think the elephant. Who was the first elephant? And then you got this witch. She turns into a squirrel, and I guess she claims to be able to turn into an elephant too. And you can see when she tried to turn back into a person that she couldn't completely. She still had the elephant's butt. and like these memes, I made these memes with the elephant before the witch ever showed up. So many searchers are stamping on the ants while the elephant runs by. I'm the elephant. I was doing the elephant before Forrest said that. And even Shelley said, follow the elephant. That's my first elephant mask. The one with these eyebrows, they don't make them anymore. And I photoshopped out the holes that were the eyes on it so it looked better. But the new one is like the one in that video. Oh, I went twice. No, I went once. Okay. So this is heavy loads. Okay. Picture this. You put 4 250-pound. Each of these chairs is designed to hold about 1,000 pounds, half a ton, at least half a ton. And you got 120 something chairs. Well, that's a heavy load. And that's at the top of Wolf Creek Pass. So from there, it's no place for the meek. Wolf Creek Pass. There'll be no paddle up your creek. Just heavy loads and water high. Okay. So here we go, the hat. And we have Lonesome Dove. Lonesome Dove's tied to Quanah Parker. And look at he's got wire bands around there. Yeah. Almost like, yeah. Like from Lonesome Dove. And look at it. See the moon in his scarf? Look at the two omegas in his scarf, even upside down horseshoes. And the J. Somebody was talking about the J. Okay. We'll go back. Okay, but we're getting on here. Olive jars. Archaeology. Pompeii. Olive jars. These are what they used to keep olives in. Mammoth Mondays, yeah. I can get that going too. Let me see. Oh, it's on there. So it's archaeology. And here we have the Biddy's boy. Look at that. That's right across from where the guy flying the ibis, riding on the bird is. It's right across from there. At where I figured was the door to the schoolhouse. And here is the boy. You see the hands here. The hands in front of it. There's his eyes. But look, there's somebody up here. The little guy here reaching. There's a little guy. This is the little guy's face, and his arm is reaching into the kid's forehead. But look at the hair even on this kid. I mean, the shape, it's in the rocks. And look at the elbow coming down. Look at the elbow. Don't look away. Hell, he ain't no gypsy. No. Somebody came up with this be like Gorman. Find a good looking rock. And aren't these girls some good looking rock? Look, she's on fire. She's hot. And this one here, she's got her hand. These are her arms coming up here in front of this painting she's working on. The painting's gone, but you can see that she's working on this painting. Here's her eye. This is her black hair. This is her hat with ear flaps. And here's a bottom and her knees. She's wearing a purple skirt, purple hat. This other girl sitting there. So these are either side of the blaze, actually. But there are other blazes on the way there. And this waterfall is the one that you see in my videos. And I go walking into the waterfall. That's back behind where the treasure chest is here. There's a nook in there that I went into and searched. So this is the rock without it cut out. The girl with the painting, you see her hands. Her hands are clearly coming up here on the lichens or in the. It's like amazing to me. And you see his plane here in the rocks. Here's the wing with the fuel tank under everything, and this thing on the side. Oh, there it is. The Gypsy's Kiss. This show brought to you by Gentle as A Gypsy's Kiss. Ass tissue. Septic safe. Longest lasting roll. 12 rolls. I also found Anubis in the rocks. Oh. No, back here. So Anubis, this is the Egyptian god Anubis. This red ochre is in his mouth. This is the dog's nose. This is the dog's eye. This is the dog's ears. He's sitting on a throne holding his scepter out in front of him. And in his scepter is all these people along this bottom row walking down here. They're walking up this ramp. They're going into this vortex and off to heaven inside his scepter. And these are people running to him over here, people running to him and climbing up here to go through the vortex to heaven. I do have some ancient Egyptian things. A mummified falcon I love. That stuff, particularly ancient Egyptian things, that's fascinating to me, according to Forrest. So he really likes these Egyptian things. And if you found Egyptian things in the Rocky Mountains, oh, you don't think Forrest gets a real thrill out of that? Anubis. Yes, it's Anubis. Show me one other searcher that found Egyptian shit. One, just one. One other. I have no challengers. Barbara, where's your Egyptian stuff? Probably has a picture of the toilet bowl with squeezed one out, looking like King Tut or something. I don't know. About as close as she can come. Find the blaze, you must. Did I have two? No, one. Okay. So this is going down Wolf Creek Pass. No place for the meat. Runaway truck ramp. If your truck is running away and you don't take this ramp, I've made this sign that the highway department should put next to the runaway truck ramp. You have a choice. Make your choice. This one should say, you chose poorly. You chose wisely. You take the runaway tramp ramp, you chose wisely. If you miss it, you chose poorly. Because now they made it so it's the trucks, they put up a barrier wall. And you know what happens? The guy doesn't get to fly off the cliff and have his wonderful flight down to the ground. They die on impact with a barrier wall to keep them from flying off the thing. And there's a video of a guy impacting it. Now, if I was the trucker, I would rather have those 3 seconds or 4 seconds flying off the cliff to kiss my ass goodbye than to hit the wall. And now you know what my solution is? My solution is they build a tunnel that goes into the mountain and loops around inside the tunnel, gives them so that they're heading in a circle and they can just cream up against the wall on the right and they grind to a halt. They could even have something in the wall, like they'd have the wall of the tunnel that has the tunnel wall has a cushion on it that the trucker would just softly go into the cushion and maybe just 150 of them water barrels for them to cream into and slow down against some kind of buffer wall. I'm going to submit that idea. Otherwise, if you don't take the runaway truck ramp, now it's not, you don't fly off the cliff now. There's a fucking wall here, and you do a white line fever. Is it white line fever? Or what was that it? No, white line fever was the trucker. It was vanishing point, where the guy just full speed right into the bulldozers. That's what they don't fly off the cliff now. They get full speed right into a barrier wall. Yeah. So here is the rock with Anubis before I cut out the Anubis. So you can see, you clearly see Anubis in there, the scepter. You see the people over here running to him and stuff. And actually, I could have cut it out different where I included other figures that are in there and stuff. But I wanted to show Anubis. And this, you see one person here running, another one. Here's another one coming to him, and the scepter. Here's his scepter. It's a little easier to see it. I zoomed in more with my camera. I got a better camera so I can see the details from 200 feet away. Or 150 feet, whatever it is. But that's what's in his scepter. This is the Grim Reaper. This is like Nazca on top of the mountain. This is, you see this on Google Earth near Wolf Creek Pass and near Mount Hart. Between, this is, I think the radio tower is near the feet. Well, this is, it's about north at the top of his head. This is an Indian that's in the elk, in the deer that I'm going to show you. You see his smile in his eyes and his feathers sticking out his head. You see a guy's, that's a man's face. That Google Earth, it's like Nazca. It's like Nazca here. There's the rabbit, and it's also the wood. See, this is the D down here, the lowercase d. These are the two O's. Wood, W-O-O-D, lowercase d. And the Buffalo Cowboy car was in this area, which this is the landing strip or the golf course. Should I put a putting green in here so you people understand? Let's put a golf course in. These look like golfing greens, don't they? And this is the wood. You see, here's the rabbit ears, the rabbit face, the rabbit eye, and the rabbit tail. Go in peace. Hear me all. Listen good. Go in peace. And it's also the peace sign. You know, it looks like the hand with the peace sign. And this one, guess what one this one is? This is, this one's the middle finger. Can you see? And here's the pilot with his aviator glasses. There he is. That's Forrest Fenn. Or I thought it was John B. Wells from Coast to Coast, or the John B. Wells radio show. He should interview me on this. And here is a deer on Heart Mountain. Is dear to his heart. Oh my God! And guess what? It's on the heart Heart Mountain, or no, not Heart Mountain. It's on Hope or Mount Hope topo map. It's Mount Hope or Hope Mountain, something like that. Topo map, Hope Mountain, Colorado. But here you see, right in here, right in the deer's ear, is that Indian guy kind of upside down hanging there. That's that Indian face. And these aren't logging trails or anything. The natives manicured the ground so that trees will not grow in these design in these things here. They're not logger roads. That's a deer. And Mountain. It was dear to his heart. This is all in my search area along the route. You had to find the clues to location. I did hide the treasure in a place that is dear to me. F. And here's the wood. This is from Google Earth on top, and this I helped those that are blind. And the car was found over here in the D, in the middle of the landing strip. If there's a landing strip, it's this straight one. And the seat cushions were found down here. The seat cushion spring was found down here. The one he was sitting on in the back of the car when they crashed in the creek, and he had to walk home barefoot in the cold, and he didn't realize how much fun it was till later. It was worth the cold walk home. It was a long, cold walk home. And Moses is 4 miles from here. So Moses was 4 miles from the Model A. The car that he made 2 trips from was out here. You had to find where he parked his car. And the car was there. I got his car. If you're waiting to get in, you got to tell me in the chat, because I'm not monitoring the screen of the restream screen where I let people in. You got to let me know in the chat. Let me check it. Nope, still nobody there. Okay. That's Robert Redford in The Great Gatsby. What do we got? The car. Everything was kind of modeled after the Model T. You know, they copied. It wasn't exactly the same. So, you know, that's how you copy something. You make it a little different. The end of Forrest Rainbow is in colorful Colorado. I made this one. I took a picture of the sign. I got this picture of the trees and mountains off of something, and I used one of my sunsets. And there's Georgia O'Keeffe. In the back of her Model A, you see, you're looking out her car window there. She's in the back seat of her Model A, and her front seat is her easel, the back of her front seat. And she's sitting in her car painting. You know, that keeps you from getting bit by rattlesnakes too, especially down there. My shoulder is killing me. Oh, shit. So I got a lot of pictures to go through here. And we got double blazes. And this is another place to get double blazes from, is in the book. And he says, now I feel my father is sitting on the edge of a cloud somewhere, watching. If he knows everything about me, he's pretty busy lighting candles, some of them at both ends. But I hope he knows that I've been sometimes guilty only by innuendo, and that's why I wrote my epitaph with such perfidy. And so if he's lighting candles, some of them at both ends, here we have a candle lit at both ends, and what do we have? Double blazes. And then he says, I wish I could have lived to do the things I was attributed to. F. So, double blazes is a clue. And a lot of people, oh, it's just a joke. It's like, you got your head in your ass. Think it's a joke. Your head's in your ass. Forrest Fenn treasure hunters are like trout in many ways. Brown, rainbow, and cutthroat. We have there are a couple of cutthroats in the chase. Yes, there are cutthroats. And Believe me, I was doing videos. I was doing my videos of doing my hunt, and I kind of modeled that. I was trying. This guy I watched, Bo Omelette, Omelette, Bo Omelette. The guy, I can't remember what his name of his channel, but anyhow, he has a metal detecting channel, and he'd go out live with his metal detector, and I kind of modeled after him. I'd take my camera out, except I had my camera on a stick over my shoulders, and I had that camera on the stick when I found the Bottle A cow. When I found it, there's my Double Blazes Colorado. You get that bumper sticker or coffee mug. There's Double Blazes New Mexico and Double Blazes Wyoming. See, I had Double Blazes on it. The two horse. A blaze is a sign or a candle burn. Double blaze could be a candle burn at both ends. It's the male and the female, the alpha male, the alpha male. And it's also in the book. There's a blaze in the at one end are the gypsies and their campfire. At the other end is the stout-hearted man and his campfire. It's double blazes at one end to the other. And this one's great. Double blazes from Galileo Galilei. These are Galileo's fingers. Well, it's one of his fingers. They say there's two of them. They only show a picture of one of them. So I just mirrored it. And we have Galileo telling the Vatican double blazes. SOBs. Stretch out a great man like Galileo. You know, the church was a very violent organization. They're the predecessor to government. They were the government in the past. And they made the rules for whatever fit them. And they stretched Galileo. You know, I can agree with some of religion, but there's a lot of religion I don't agree with. My mother came from a Mormon family. My dad came from a JW family, and we didn't go to church because their families were all broke up because of church. Here's this one I made. This one's funny. At least I can do good Photoshop. I don't do ugly can doofus things like Barbara. This here I found I made my double blaze with the upside down Omega with the flames on top of it, and I found it in a rock formation. Poetic. My candle burns at both ends. It will not last the night. But ah, my foes, and oh, my friends, it lives a lovely light. Edna St. Vincent Millay. There's the poem that Forrest had in the box. It gives a lovely light. Effort, FF, right there. I put in a great effort. Oh, did it? No. I thought sometimes it looks like it does too because it go back one and forward. I don't know. Sow your seed in the morning and work at something different in the evening. For you do not know which activity will succeed, whether this one or that one, or whether both will prosper equally. So I work on my art in the day, I guess, and I'm working on the chase at night. Here we are burning the candle at both ends. I've got two things going, either my art or the chase, One of them's going to pay off. And again, it's double blazes. Double blazes. It's not just two middle fingers. But then there's Mr. Rogers. And that's an actual picture of Mr. Rogers. That is so funny. And we have the Wizard of Fenn. I should have crossed these here, put the little cross thing on these for F's. And here's Miss Ford waking him up at his desk. He's sleeping in school. Miss Ford. But she actually got books in her arms. In the rock formation, she has books in her arms. See? This is on the canyon wall. Miss Ford holding the books in her arms. This is Forrest sleeping on his desk. And Miss Ford, Forrest, are you sleeping? So I like the Anubis. I cut out the background. I left the tree, left Miss Ford and that. And I got the picture that it's cut from. And those that chose the golden goblet chose wrong. You chose the wooden goblet. The rusty key was the rusty Model A. The Model A that Eric Sloan made his second trip to Towson. He made 2 trips. The end is in my drawings. And the wood. Okay, here's the wood. This is the campground. I was supposed to be camp host at this campground right here in 2017. This is where I found the Model A Buffalo Cowboys car in 2016, September of 2016. A year and a half at least before Barbara even learned of the chase. Don't tell me you solved it. You're a liar. This is a verified pleading. I am not lying. I am not making things up. That is the wood, W-O-O-D. This is Pass Creek as I have passed this vale. This is Tucker Ponds. Tucker is tired and weak. Tuckered. And what's really fun, I was up here, over here in the W is the ZPU gun. The ZPU gun's right here underneath this 390. And the model, the helicopter contraption is right here. This is the scree coming down from the highway, and that helicopter contraption is down here, basically in the W of wood. So the ZPU gun and the helicopter contraption are in the W. There was nothing in the O's. And the Model A cowl. A cowl covers a chest. A cowl is a cover for your chest, ladies. How many of you ladies out there own a cowl? Or go to Macy's and ask them for a lady's cowl. And tell me if it covers your chest. These are indisputable confirmations. Hail to the chief. He's buffaloed you. Look at this, how red his eyes are. And look, there's a hoof right in the middle. Was that a beaver or a mink or what on top? And this is the guy that he would not sell 22 caliber bullets in West Yellowstone. This is Long John Silver who is an actor named Wallace Beery. And Forrest refused to sell him bullets. At the end of every chapter is a bullet point. At the end of every chapter in Eric Sloane's Return to Taos is a Model A or a Model T. It's a car, the bullet, the car. And here Wallace Beery, I remember you. You're the kid in West Yellowstone that wouldn't sell me bullets. Wallace Beery, a.k.a. Long John Silver, scrapbook 253. Go look it up. Go look up Long John Silver. Who played Long John Silver? The guy that Forrest Fenn wouldn't sell bullets to. Oh, he wasn't so important. His brother was famous. No, Long John Silver was Wallace Beery in Treasure Island. You got to be a dummy not to see the pirate in that. Dummies. See, Wallace Beery and Jackie Cooper and Lionel Barrymore's. Oh, is it Lionel Barrymore? He's related to Drew Barrymore. Lewis Stone, Odo Kruger, Nigel Bruce, Treasure Island, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, Robert Louis Stevenson's Immortal Adventure. And there's the treasure. And there's the gun. Ha! And there's the bullets. There's Wallace Beery in Long John Silver. He didn't take shit from nobody either. He was brave. He had to be brave and in the wood. Don't let some witch scare you. Okay, now I think we're getting into the stout-hearted men, which is really beyond Moses. But, okay, you see these rocks? All these rocks here, right? And so this is above the chain station, 8 miles west of South Fork, or south of South Fork, not north of Santa Fe. And South Fork and Santa Fe both have SF. See the subtle hint, SF. And where is the stout-hearted men guy? He's right here. There's his feet. There's his head. He's looking up here. He's laying back. Here's his elbow coming down. He's laying there looking up at all of this stuff. And really, all of this stuff is sculpted art. There are people sitting up, laying down. They are all over. I have zoomed in pictures of a lot of this stuff, too. This is just a wide angle. So, you see this guy hiding down here. And there's people all over in here. All the eyes looking at you. That skull there. And there, so, we went back. Okay. So we're here around the stout-hearted man. You see the other guys all standing here and stuff. And he's laying up there with his up on his elbow, looking up at the other figures up here. Marveling. Here he is. So this is a stout-hearted man guy. Jack probably barking at a coyote walking by. And no, you aren't going out. Shut up. No, not getting out. I'm not letting you out. I don't want you playing with coyotes. Yeah, shake your head. Go back to bed. Go back to bed. Stretch. You want a treat? I'm trying to keep him from barking. So now can you see the stout-hearted man? He's laying there and he's looking at you see this, looks like a woman standing up here. See her face here and her arm coming down? But that's an elephant head too, the arm. And this is her dress down here. But there are other figures up here. There's Wallace Beery and stout-hearted man. That's or no, that's Stout-Hearted Men. He's not in that, is he? Maybe he is. I don't know. Here's the dove and the moon. Come here, Jack. Come on. Here. Give him a treat. He can't go outside, so he gets a treat. So the dove and the moon. Good night's lonesome dove. See, and I took this picture this way on purpose. The lonesome dove sitting in the valley of the moon, right? And look right through the sign at the next sign down the road. Moon Valley Campground. Full hookups. And each of them got 4 cabins. Cabins open all year. Hot tub, gifts. There's the hot tub right there. Wi-Fi license. And see the rocks in the back. There's things in the rocks back there. I didn't do it. I took this picture so you can see that Moon Valley and the dove are right next door to each other. And so Good Night's Lonesome Dove, RV campground and cabins. And here's on the map, Good Night's Lonesome Dove RV Resort, Moon Valley Resort. So there's the dove and the moon, South Fork of the Rio Grande River. He said it's not near the Rio Grande River. He didn't say it wasn't near the South Fork of the Rio Grande River. That's a river, that's a tributary. It's not the Rio Grande River. And so here's Moon Valley, you know, and the dove and the moon. And you're looking for a beautiful, secluded, easy, accessible spot in Colorado mountains. You have found your destination, although there are many fun activities readily available. I was getting dizzy there. I had to breathe and get some oxygen. Oh. And this is, okay, One Horse Land and Cattle Company. Yeah. Hat Creek Cattle Company and Livery Emporium. P.E. Parker Wrangler. I believe that's one of Quanah Parker's either cousins or children. Joshua Dietz. For sale, cattle and horses. For rent, horses and rigs. Goats and donkeys. Neither bought nor sold. We don't rent pigs. And boy, I got to look up that word, don't I? Uva, that's Latin, some Latin on the bottom. But that's from Lonesome Dove. Captain C.W. McCall in Lonesome Dove wore the mildew hat. And Jerry Reed, who sings Amos Moses, also wore the mildew hat. And Amos Moses lost his right hand, too. Here, look at there. There's the dove, Moon Valley. And when you got the crescent moon, that's the valley and the moon. The crescent is the Moon Valley. These are pictures I took. I'm not sure if I added. Yeah, I must have added the bird. Moon Valley Resort. White man goes to in his church house and talks about Jesus, but the Indian goes into his teepee and talks to Jesus. Quanah Parker, and that's related to Lonesome Dove. Quanah Parker's mother was a white woman who was kidnapped by the Comanches, and he gave birth to the Comanche chief, to Quanah Parker, who was her son, and he became the chief of the Comanches. I gotta get my oxygen going here. I got it turned up. It should be fine. I shouldn't be getting dizzy. I'm. And here's Success is an Omnipotent Guru. This picture, I thought I was was blocking the sun from the picture. I didn't know I was turning my head into a sunburst. And look, we got Forrest with a sunburst. Wise brave make wood quiver. Moses, God's brave servant. If you're brave and in the wood, that's a book. I didn't write it. See, and here I'm showing that the meadows are the word wood. The trees are outline it. Oh, look, it's Bessie. It's Bessie. It looks like an udder to me. I see, well, maybe it is a bull. I see something. Yeah, it is a bull. But right there, there's Bobby Brass right there. Mr. Bull Balls. That's from Moses. Hang on a minute. I got to get. Stop it, Jack. I got to get my my pulse ox. Make sure everything's okay. Did I get too much or too little? I keep it on a leather strap. So see, all you gotta do is find the strap and pull it. I'm letting Jack out too. His friends are too far gone now. I didn't rename the video, but I will. Now, I could be getting dizzy from too much. Oh, my heart's fast. No, I'm low. I'm at 92 ox, but my heart's going 112. And no reason. No reason. I'm sitting here. I'm not running up a mountain. So in Jenny Kyle's, a complete list of words. This is copied right off Jenny Kyle's page. Complete list of weekly words from Forrest can be found here. Weekly words from Forrest. Weekly words, November 11th, 2016. This is just after I found the Model A cow. I found it 2 months earlier. And I made a video about it. I posted a video finding it. And the weekly words, November 11th, 16th, was success is an omnipotent guru. Forrest. And right here, he said, Leo said, as he spoke like some kind of omnipotent religious guru, if you find so, Leo Salazar, okay, Forrest says Moses is an important figure in the Bible. It is in his chase too, I'll tell you that. because Moses is the blaze at the burning bush halfway up the 1,000-foot bluff where his plane exploded into a fireball that he knew would attract unwanted attention. I wonder babies today aren't named Moses. That's what Forrest says. And then his page here in Once Upon a While, which are the answers to the treasure hunt. Moses. About Moses, where his woodens came from. As I watched Leo Salazar carve his 24-inch figure from a freshly cut tree, he assured me that it would be a perfect likeness of Moses. Right there, there's his Moses, and this is the one on the bottom down here. The one on the bottom is the one. This one on top was modeled after. It was a very He assured me that it would be a perfect likeness of Moses, and I believed him. Who else would throw his arms out like that, except to summon the Israelites to lead them out of Egypt and across the Red Sea? The Red Sea is the Red Sea in the Colorado flag. The sea for Colorado is red. To Mount Sinai. This guy's halfway up the 1,000-foot bluff. This is the bottom one, is the one that Leo pointed to as he carved the wooden one. The wooden one is the fake blaze that the hand broke off. The real blaze is halfway up the 1,000-foot bluff, and nobody has touched it. It only comes out at winter solstice, the anniversary of when Forrest was shot down. You cannot unvalidate that confirmation. You can't unvalidate any of my confirmations because this flood of confirmations overrules your confirmation bias. Oh, unlock more assistant features. I didn't ask for that. I don't want to think about Paul and Josh teaming up. So who has to summon the Israelites and lead them out of Egypt across the Red Sea to Mount Sinai? And here's where Forrest is quoting Leo. That's where Moses received the 10 Commandments, Leo said, as he spoke like some kind of omnipotent religious guru. His words were fit for lessons at any Sunday school. And here, Forrest up above, refined you. Forrest says, success is an omnipotent guru. If you know where this Moses is, you are successful. And I found Moses. Okay? It was interesting to watch his sharp knife skillful as the face of Moses began to appear. Leo's okay. It was interesting to watch his sharp knife skillfully whittle the wood, which did little to resist the artist's efforts. As the face of Moses began to appear, Leo's smile brightened. I just sat there and grinned. So, I think he gets onto it. Several hours later, there stood the prophet in his majestic flowing robe. I gave $350 for the beautiful figure because I enjoyed Leo so much. But Moses had been an old man, and his portrait looked too white and new. I solved this problem by standing out on the balcony of my house so the sun and snow could act as aging agents, like he might have done with the treasure chest, because I know that we were to find a substitute for the treasure, a cover for the treasure, which is a cowl is a cover for a chest. A cowl is a cover for a chest, for a lady's chest. Okay, after about 3 years, the wind toppled Moses over and broke his right hand. I glued it back on and stood him there where he stayed for another 3 years. Finally, Moses took on the weathered personality I thought he deserved. Moses now stands on the second step that leads into my den, and his expression continues to telegraph a timeless message. As I type these final words to this story, I glance over and see him looking at me. I like my Moses. F. Moses stands on a head of a mammoth part in the Rocky Mountains, in a nook in the Rocky Mountains. I'm going to stop taking shit from everybody, really. I found the Moses that modeled for the wooden Moses. Stoof seen the wooden Moses in Forrest Fenn's house. He only seen the fake Blaze. He didn't see the real Blaze. He didn't know where the real Blaze was. How is that hard to understand? Please answer. The big picture. Cecil B. DeMille's The Big Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston. At least 14,000 extras, 15,000 animals were used in the movie. Highest earning live action movie. After Gone with the Wind, 1939, The Sound of Music, 1965, broke that record. After this, his final movie, Cecil B. DeMille, has the rare achievement among directors of ending his career with his most expensive production and biggest commercial hit, The Big Picture, Moses. And remind you, Peggy died on Charlton Heston's birthday. Forrest died on Grandma Moses' birthday. Grandma Moses was a friend of Eric Sloan. Here's the alligator. Here's Moses with his broken hand. And Forrest glued his hand back. Here's his hand down here. Broke off because he fell over in the wind. Okay? This is a picture alligator. I photoshopped my dad out of the picture. My dad was walking down. My dad's over on the edge, on the right edge of the picture. I'm off the picture to put Moses in because this was in Florida when my dad came to visit me a year before he died in Florida, and so we had some good days together there. Went to the Space Center, and he got to experience a hurricane passing over, and because he was from California, he had gone through the Panama Canal. Can you hear me now? Moses gave a respectful courtesy to the most powerful man on the earth by allowing him to set the timetable for reversing the frog judgment. This I got from a website. The frog judgment. The curse of the frogs. The 7 plagues of Egypt. The Egyptians were the brown people. Moses was put in the river without a paddle. I keep picturing all these little kids. This J.D. Salinger quote. And here's Moses up there on the precipice, on the edge of the cliff. Okay? Moses standing on the edge of a crazy cliff. And J.D. Salinger says, I keep picturing all these little kids playing some game in this big field of rye and cliff, and they don't know where they're going to come out of somewhere and catch them. All I do all day, I just be the catcher rye. Okay, and there's Moses standing on the crazy cliff, the catcher in the playing the catcher in the rye. J.D. Salinger. J.D. Salinger landed at Normandy, walked to Paris, and met with Hemingway as he wrote Catcher in the Rye in his battles in World War II. From my cold, dead hands, Charlton Heston, your effort will be worth the cold. Meaning nobody was going to have this treasure until Forrest took it with him to the grave. He told you he was taking it with him. Jack Stoof couldn't have it before Forrest had passed. Forrest told us it was in his will, that it was something that the solver would have it, but you have to wait. There are no legal issues. Now the man Moses was very meek and humble, more than all people who were on the face of the earth. Numbers 12:3. No play the meek. Where is he? Standing on a cliff, on a precipice. Where is the wooden Moses in Forrest Fenn's house? Standing on the edge of the second step to his den, where they found Forrest passed out, and they took him to the hospital. He threw himself on. I don't think he threw himself down. I think he generally laid down there. He took his pills. He sat there and fell asleep right in front of his wooden Moses. And how dumb do you have to be to not understand that? How dumb? Ignorant, your confirmation bias. We got a million confirmations going. I need to get all the way through this. I got to remember to breathe, or I got to turn my oxygen up. Here's Grandma Moses. 100th birthday, September 19th, 1960. 100 years old. She was a friend of Eric Sloan. She lived in Vermont, and Eric lived in New York. On the either side, she lived at Burlington, Vermont. And Eric was over, top of Lake Champlain. Eric was on the other side. Actually, she lives on my ancestors. She lived on my ancestors' land. Ethan was my fifth great grandfather, and Colonel James Rogers was my other fifth great grandfather. My fourth great grandparents were Mary Ann Allen and James Rogers, 3. He didn't go by, they just went by James. They didn't go by junior or second or anything, or third. And Grandma Moses used to do needlepoint, and she switched to painting. Her arthritis, and she couldn't push the needles anymore. Brave Moses again. One God, one man, 10 places, no fear. Aaron, spokesperson for Moses. Special appearance by God, spokesperson for Moses. Aaron, classified ads provided by Plagueulist. Original song, Here You Come Again by Full. See, so they're predicting Moses returning. They think some people think I'm Moses. I don't know about that. I spilled the good news a long time ago. People don't listen, Cal. People just don't listen. Here we go. Moses said, "The Lord your God will rise up for you a prophet like me from among your brothers. You must listen to him. Everything he will say, everything he will say to you." So Moses supposed talking about Jesus, or Moses talking about a coming prophet. Here's Moses. There he is again, standing on Mammoth at winter solstice. It's worth the cold, December 20th, 2017. I took this, or no, December 20th of 18, no, 17, I took the picture because I emailed it to him in January 10th of 18. That's before the litigant went ever searched. Before the litigant ever searched, I had Moses. See this here, these two bumps? That's somebody's knees. These are the faces of the two people looking at Moses. He's standing on the head of a mammoth, parting the Rocky Mountains, like the catcher in the rye, standing there in the nook of that bluff on this crazy cliff, halfway up the 1,000-foot bluff. Is not Moses in a nook? Important literature is the Holy Bible. What did he leave out of important literature? The Holy Bible. And he left out Eric Sloane's Return to Taos. He's in the book with the word that is key. And the A is key. The first letter of the poem is A. He had the two omegas. He left out the two alphas. The Alpha car, the Model A Ford, and the Alpha man, which was Moses. Moses lay, and this is from the, I should have put it on here, from the Moses and his trials in the courts of Egypt. And it says, I gotta zoom in so it's big. Moses lay stretched out, looking at the brilliant canopy of stars over his head, recalling how the companions of Amenhotep studied them and measured them, wondering what they were and what they meant. His fear mixed with the thrill of wonder, the starry heavens turning his young heart and plucking at him. Thus, in the gleaming face of the heavens, his fear of none was forgotten. None is the stars. None is the canopy of stars. This is none. She represents the Milky Way that came from Bessie the cow, the arch of the milk shooting over to the cats was the Milky Way, the galaxy. None represents the heavens, the stars, the universe, and has no fear of the universe, no fear of nasty lawyers. And I'll tell you, the Forrest signed this off in 17. The estate hired lawyers to defend the estate. It was all signed off before he signed his will in 2017, before Once Upon a While came out. Moses, a.k.a. Charlton Heston, says, I want to say those fighting words for everyone, all within the sound of my voice, to hear that's listen good, and especially for you, Mr. Gore. That's Mr. Gorman. From my cold dead hands. This is amazing because this is destiny right there. This shows destiny, and it's all predetermined because of Mr. Gore turns into Gorman, but me and Al Gore have the same birthday. Right here, Forrest tells you, you can't have it till I'm dead. Brave Moses in the cold, in the wood. There's Moses in the wood. Your effort will be worth the cold. The meek inherit treasures. Here I am, a guy with no running water. And there are lawyers with ties to things like the World Bank. And the World Bank is tied to, who are those people that nobody likes? The Bilderbergs, them people. Okay. Anytime mention rings up, Huck Finn. Huck Finn. Okay. And by the way, Samuel L. Clemens, who is Mark Twain, is my third cousin 4 times removed. He's a cousin of mine. We're both descended from Benjamin Casey. And it's easy to prove. So Clemens, Huck Finn, 1865, Huckleberry Finn, learning about Moses and the bulrushers. Clemens, Huck Finn, 85, Huckleberry Finn, learning about Moses and the bulrushers from the, that's hard to read, but that's from a small picture. But here it is. Learning about Moses and the bulrushes. It's on the first page of Huckleberry Finn, talking about Moses. I don't care much. Don't have much thought about dead people. Exodus 24:2. And Moses alone shall draw nigh to God, as I alone have gone in. Go in your closet alone. Pray to God alone. It's like people, oh, join me in prayer. It's like, sorry, I pray in my closet alone. I don't pray with any of you. If I pray with you, I don't want you to, because my God is a powerful God, and I don't want you interfering with my God. I pray alone. So Exodus 24:2. You go look it up. You don't believe me. And Moses alone shall draw nigh to God, and they shall not draw nigh. That's you other people. And the people shall not come up with them. The end is ever drawing nigh. And this is a perfect time, because I'm hoping that the judge sees this, or Carl sees this, and Carl could say, hey, Your Honor, you're going to have to watch this overnight. We'll all watch it overnight and come back in Tuesday, and you can make your decision. But go in peace. You don't take them to court. And there is only one Moses solver. That's me. Forrest told me, if I was still in business, I'd like to handle your art. Moses carved from fresh pinyon. And look, he had pinyon nuts. So, yes, you might smell pinyon nuts if you found the blaze. So, Jack Stu seen the fake blaze, so he might have smelled the pinyon nuts too. Put your hands on the Chase television and pray with me, chasers, for the glory breaking, cracking to life on the great Yellowstone scene I told my solution to people at Bullwinkles, and they told me your solution, you have a real solution. Jack Stoof ain't got shit. If I was standing there where the treasure chest is, I would see trees. I'd see mountains. I'd see animals. I'd smell wonderful smells of pine needles or pinion nuts. Sagebrush. And I know the treasure chest is wet. Didn't pee on his nuts. we're talking. Yeah, you can't make fun of. But remember, um, Jesus is the Christian Messiah. Moses is the Jewish Messiah. And for that, or this was Leo, that's where Moses received the 10 Commandments, Leo said. It was interesting to watch his sharp knife skillfully whittle the wood, which did little to resist his effort. F. Perfect likeness. Halfway up a 1,000-foot karst. Success is an omnipotent guru, Forrest. That's where Moses received the 10 Commandments, Leo said, as he spoke like some kind of omnipotent religious guru. So, wooden Moses is the fake Blaze. The Moses that modeled for wooden Moses is the real Blaze. King James Bible. 1, 2, 3. Now then, the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And there he is on the side of 1,000-foot bluff. That's no place for meek Moses. At the age of 80, Exodus 17:14. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. And that's when Forrest Fenn, at the age of 80, I was almost 80, and it was time to write my memories. It was time to write my memories my memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. This is a perfect time. Hey, Joshua, you paying attention? You dumb fuck. Oh, oxygen. Give me some oxygen. That one almost put me over. That one almost put me over. Yeah, I heard Susie was talking about cancer funds and shit. I told you people I had blood cancer 5 years ago. Nobody gives a shit. Okay. Forrest Fenn shot down December 20th, 1968 at winter solstice. Only time of year Moses comes out of his nook and out into the shadows. Moses lay stretched out, looking at the brilliant canopy of stars over his head. I made this. You see, he's looking up at the stars. It's cool. And this is copied off the web page. Yet wondering whether none could kill a man who slept, kill him in cold blood, he thought not. But they said that you never know a Bedouin or the blackness in his heart. Moses lay stretched out, looking at the brilliant canopy of stars over his head, recalling how the companions of Amantep studied them and measured them, wondering what they were and what they meant. His fear mixed with the thrill of wonder, the starry heavens turning his young heart and plucking at his dreams. Thus, in the gleaming face of the heavens, his fear of none was forgotten. Believe me, cow, and your favorite tubers have caught on. They've paid attention. Look at the axe. Here's the guy with the axe carved out the wooden Moses. Here's Forrest, like the guy riding on the bird in the forest in that my rock formation. But I have Forrest sitting on the back of an ibis, like Thoth, who was the scribe for the Atlanteans, and when Atlantis was destroyed, he built the pyramids of Egypt. That's why finding Thoth in the Americas proves that this is Atlantis. If you find Egyptian gods in the Rocky Mountains, you found Atlantis. Moses lay stretched out looking at the brilliant canopy of stars. Yeah. And here's, what was that? How I go back. I'm just trying to zoom in on that book in the corner. Fucking thing. I can't drag from near the edges. It'll click to the next picture. Howard East, Moses, the epic story of his bellowing and his. I think this stuff is, this quote's in that book, I believe. And then, why did Forrest always wear clean underwear? Why Forrest always wore clean underwear? Here is Moses' backside. This is why Forrest always wore clean underwear. Moses pooped his pants. Forrest is a joker. He's got a brown knot in his butt. Moses soiled his underwear. You're funny, Forrest. Still funny. Nook. A corner or a recess, especially the one offering seclusion or security. The nook besides the fire. Similar. The nook besides the fire, the blaze, the burning bush, Similar recesses, corner above, cranny, crevice, niche, hollow, a bay. This is a niche, a nook in the crevice of a crazy cliff. I was talking to somebody. I think I was live streaming. I got on the highway, pulled out on the highway, and I was waiting for traffic to pass. The last thing to pass is this slow RV with these Montana plates. And I'm like, how else do the stars align? Osmosis. You can ask that person. They were down here. There's Grandma Moses again. I got Trump's face in there. and I believe Barbara defamed Donald Trump in her last video. Let's we can I think we can get an affidavit from the Dawn on that one. Might be I'll be able to get him to show up in court, but he might join me in the defamation she's claiming on her. She's defaming everybody. From the east, if you've been wise and found the blade, the men from the east. This is a picture I took of Mount Blanca with the stars. And I just put the camels in there. I came from the east. I live out here east of where Moses was. I was in Florida when I learned of the chase. I have my license plates from New Hampshire, live free or die, which was a quote from General John Stark. I better keep my thing on here because it'll tell me when I'm not breathing. No, I'm at 98 and 101. 104. But I see my heart's racing, and I've told the doctor it's these nerves in my neck that are pinched, and I need to see the orthopedic because there's a treatment for it because my heart and my lungs aren't doing what they're supposed to because the nerves are not in the spinal column. They're outside the spinal column at the top of the cervical spine. It's called cervical instability. Even my doctor has my art on her wall, one of the photographs. Where's the cold from my cold dead hands? Here's some of the blazes in the bracelet. You know, the Clovis point. This is a mammoth figure with the Clovis point in the ribs. Here, this one here. This is the Ben Stahl painting of the little boy climbing onto the art palette with the girl laying on top, except this is reversed. The boy's laying on top and the girl is climbing up. This is the father and son having their conversation. This is the Biddy's boy. Here are the gypsies that I showed you earlier. So yeah, it goes through there, and this is at the near the bottom of Treasure Falls. Here's the cowl that covers the cover for the chest is the cowl. The Clovis point in the rib of the mammoth. Moses, Miss Ford waking Forrest up at his desk. For whom the bell tolls. This is a hand holding a bell, ringing the bell. This picture, this stone is 20 feet from the highway. Here is, you see the canoe on the bottom? And there's an elephant at this end and the trunk coming down here. And there's a woman sitting on the trunk and a little girl. The mammoth is loading the people in the canoe. And the rest of the picture, on the other hand, has a guy without a paddle. He has a stick. He's a push stick. And here's the boy with his hands in front of his face. You played for the Bill. Did you get paid? You scared by the cow lasers to say something and didn't? No, I didn't. Nobody scares me. Nobody scares me. If anything did, that wicked witch would, and she doesn't scare me. And here's the stout-hearted men guy looking up at the stars. So it goes from the campfire. See, I got the gypsies on one end, the campfire at either end. The two campfire drawings. And this, see, it says F, case E, and then N, and N, Fenn. And this is a fish up here with two fish hooks in front of it. This Fenn and his fish hook. That was just past the blaze. And that's another blaze. Signs are blaze. Forrest would sell 22 caliber bullets to Long John Silver. Wallace buried Long John Silver treasure Island. If those be as, and this is what he says in Treasure Island. If those be his eyes and that be his nose, why the nose to the toes points the way to the treasure. Long John Silver. And what's he looking at? He's looking at a rock formation. Find a good-looking rock. He says it twice. How dare that scallywag kid refuse to sell me bullets? And we go into Peggy named my wonderful call the bullet because she said it was shot. And there's that bullet hole that looks like the hole in mildew. And here's Forrest Fenn right after talking to me. This isn't the one with him doing the hand of God doffing the hat. That's before that. There's Father on the Banco. The bullet, Ford Model A. The father on the Banco, he doesn't tell you that's a Model A, but it is. That's the car that parked in Principal Fenn's parking space. Here's my bullet car in the meadow, the D-shaped meadow, the alpha car, the metal, the vehicle that takes treasure. And there's a bullet hole photoshopped on the picture in the book. We want to see it closer? The bullet hole photoshopped in the picture in your book. Go look. Don't believe me. Laughing all the way to the banco. I am. What if I told you you've been within 300 feet? You see, he's saying that to this guy here. It was underneath his couch. That'd be great if that's where it was. His secret place was in some lawyer's vault or under his bed, under Peggy's bed. You know, when you're that old and sex ain't so sexy anymore. Old people just kind of live in their own separate bedrooms. It's kind of hard to sleep with somebody that can't sleep. And this Forrest Fenn did the lumberjack thing. This is at the Hungry Logger restaurant. The lumberjack, see, the one foot's down here, the other foot's up on a stump, a little higher on a, and he's got, instead of single bladed, he's got double bladed, like double blazes, double. Twos can keep a secret. And this is a life-size wooden lumberjack at the Hungry Logger restaurant in South Fork. SF, like Santa Fe. Why did Forrest name his dog after me? And why did he post this picture of Willie out in the snow after I got locked out of my RV in 10-degree weather? Willie's out in the cold. 7 years of searching, all I got was a pool named after me. Teach Willie what stay means. Means just hold on, be patient, wait, here it comes. Sit, not yet. When a player remains in the game by calling rather than raising. Okay. This is Patton, General Patton. He was killed by a bullet too, like Kennedy. And that's why Jackie Kennedy and John Connolly and all them are in it. The dog was named after a young boy that Patton had met during the Depression, who ate his fill at the first time for the first time at a barbecue Patton was hosting. Willie was known to follow Patton everywhere, and the two were seldom separated while in England. So he named his dog Willie after a guy that came to his barbecue. I went to February 2017. Willie came along after February 17. I went to Forrest Fenn's barbecue. And then his dog after a guy named Willie that came to his barbecue. I'll give you title to the gold. Now, the last will and testament, I mean, he says, my daughter is executing my will. My daughter, and this is who in line after that, and after that, and after that. And so the instructions his daughter have are not the same instructions as what's in the will. That's a personal matter in the family. After the lawsuits are out of the way in probate, his final wishes can be fulfilled. They can't be fulfilled while there are still legal issues. There will be no legal issues next week. Life is like a game of poker. Happiness is a pot. Fate deals you 4 cards and a joker, and you play whether you like it or not. That's a creepy Facebook thing I used, but it turned me into a joker. And these are the cards that I have on. There's the Forrest Fenn playing bicycle playing cards that are on Zazzle. And this is the picture taken by Team Fenn of me and Forrest. Him doing the hand of God sign that's in the Bella portrait. It's in the George Washington portrait. Well, you see it right here in the George Washington portrait, and right here in the Bella portrait, that hand symbol. No, when you're playing cards, you got cards up your sleeve. You got to watch the other hand. He's doffing the hat, but what's the other hand doing? In the Bella portrait, the hand of God is under the table. In George Washington portrait, the hand of God is over the table. Jiminy Cricket, hats off to a job well done. And then immediately after this, he tells Shiloh, I heard him tell him, he said, Shiloh, get mildew from my car for me. And he handed him the brown hat. Shiloh went and got mildew, and he put mildew on. Willie Mammoth, it's worth the gold. There's the mammoth, Willie Mammoth. Okay. Father on the banco, laughing all the way to the banco. We went over that. We went over that. Under a canopy of stars. Here's the canopy of the cars down. Here's Forrest, one of the gypsies. With the canopy down. I lost my shoes in the ordeal. Skippy lost his car. Okay, I got to stop a second because I just got dizzy. And I seen it when my pulse went to 105. And it's down to 98, and I'm feeling a little better. I got lousy doctors, I'll tell you that. I got lousy doctors. Toby probably knows this. I probably need a pacemaker because my fucking heart is going wild. People are trying to kill me. After this video, I'll take a break. I expect Carl's going to come back with an answer soon. And Jamie's going to go hide in a hole. He ain't going to show up Monday. He lost. I'm proving that Jamie lost. And here, the Manassas Mauler, Manassas, Colorado. Bill, William Harrison, Jack Dempsey. Forrest prayed for D's. Jack Dempsey started his boxing career fighting at the Holy Moses Saloon in Crete, Colorado. He had a cross sport match, the first cross sport match between a boxer and a wrestler with a guy named Cowboy Luttrell. Luttrell lost, was punched out of the ring. was sore about it, came back to Dempsey's bar several months after he healed from the fight. And he walks into Dempsey's bar, and Dempsey says, "Hi, cowboy." Does that sound familiar? And Cowboy Latrell proceeded to come over and blindside Dempsey, pin him down to the floor, and beat him up while he was pinned to the floor. Unfair fight, blindsided him. And that's the story of the cowboy punching Forrest. In 1941, this happened. And I told Forrest I know about the cowboy and Jack Dempsey. and you saw the news about Jack Dempsey. You had a dream about a cowboy getting off a horse and punching you. Oh, no, honest. That's a true story. I caught him in his lie. Like Barbara says, I caught him in his lie. and that's a quote from when I called him May 27th, 2020 at 8:27 p.m. And then Forrest quotes Moses. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Saying it twice is a clue. And this is a quote from Jeff Street. Bill, different is what changes the world. Every great person was different. Einstein, Tesla, Henry Ford, different is good, Bill. Embrace it. J.A. Street. That's when I made my little omnificent guru with the blazing F on his head. And I have over here, this is a blood moon picture I took. You see the bright part of the moon is glaring and the shadowed part is red. And where's the blaze? It's in the heart. Blaze comes from in the heart. And there's the treasure. Well, the canopy of stars. And I made this before he said canopy of stars, swear to God. Why hurry? The elephant's already there. The tortoise and the hare. The thrill of the chase. The elephant. If I was still in the art business, I'd like to handle your art. Yes, he did say that. I have the. It can be verified. Google will verify it. The same people that Barbara sued will verify. She sued Google, and Google will verify that email is authentic. So here is a cowl. Definition of cowl: a hood or long hooded cloak, especially of a monk. A cowl. Okay. A draped neckline on a woman's garment that covers the chest. A chimney covering designed to improve the draft. The top or portion of the front of an automobile body to forward of the two front doors to which are attached the windshield and instrument board. And down here, Mr. Cow Lasers, what does it say it is? A cowling! Ha! You didn't know it. And here, when you search on the internet, the white line two-tone cowl chest logo polo. The polo logo is on the cowl chest logo. Cowl chest. The logo's on the cowl, on the chest. Here, I don't have any words over the two people that are sitting here looking at Moses. They're giants compared to Moses. he's standing on a mammoth. There's other people climbing on the mammoth. I've all this stuff has been up before. The Story of the Stick, All Ages and Lands. I have this book. I showed it to Luli up in Yellowstone. I brought it to Yellowstone with me. The first story is Adam's stick and the rod of Moses. And what's it got? It's got a father beating his kid with the stick. There's the helicopter contraption, the gearbox. There's the gears. It's off a tow truck wrecker from probably 50 years ago. And these are the metal pieces strewn all over. There's the gearbox. These are pinion gears. Pinion gears, pinion pine, pinion gears. Okay. I don't think it's funny. I'm getting through this. This is what you see from up on the road. You see these, the third one, you can see the third, there. It's like a triangle with 3 green dots, three round circles, like the marbles. There's another angle of it. See, it's at the bottom of the scree pile, just leaning there at an angle. Here's the wood again. Oh, here's the wood over here. WOOD. Here's an A-bomb. You see the mushroom cloud with the top here. Right here, you come down this road, and this is where I'd camp. And right here over the creek was Forrest Fenn's totem, and Forrest Fenn Falls is in this corner here. And this little canyon right here is evil, the little evil canyon. Yeah, there's pentagrams in there. The gearbox again. Oh, my arm is hurting. Oh. Right arm. That's the gearbox contraption. Here he shows it as a box, but it's actually a triangle because you got to have a substitute. And it's like these two are carrying something. It's like between what this guy's holding, this is like coming all the way through or something. This is the leg maybe in drawings missing. I don't know. That. Well, the rotor blades started turning as slowly at first, then faster and faster until the whole machine rolled over on its side and the parts started flying through the sky like missiles. That's these. I told you I was going to. I applied to be camp host at Tucker Ponds, tired and weak. And just before Memorial Day, I get a call from the lead camp host. We don't have a camp host at Big Meadows. How soon can you be here? 2 hours. Great. You're the camp host at Big Meadows. This was the campsite across from me. So poetic. There's the wood again. This I did Photoshop out the roads. The other ones have the roads in it, so don't bitch about it. Photoshop. WOOD, where the car was found. And there's looking down from the highway. But look at this figure in the woods. It's kind of like one of the stick figures. What the hell is that? You know, there's figures back here. There's things. Look at this face in here, all looking up at the highway at me. This is a big face. It's crazy. But that's what the helicopter see. This is what I seen from up on a highway. Around from the other side and cross the creek to get there. And I looked around and there's metal pieces. There's a big piece of aluminum from a semi-trailer And so if you're into scrap metal, there's a huge piece of aluminum down there. And there's probably brass in them gears, I would assume. This is with my drone. This is the O. Here's the O, O, and this is the D. And I was in this little grove of trees here in the hole of the D. And there was a little bunny rabbit. And I squatted down. I got within 2 feet of the rabbit and took pictures of him. And then I walked out here, and the cow was out here. That's not it, because it was gone by the time I did this drone video. That is probably where it was, though. That's where it was. But the grass has grown back now. I put plants back in there and reseeded it, kind of. Well, that face is looking right on the creek. See, the roads are in there. Have a real fun story about that area. Art is in the wood. It's in wood frames. Stephanie, or Goodacre has that portrait of Eric Sloan at the gallery. And I looked at the frame and I said, you should have put it in an Eric Sloan frame. That's not how Eric Sloan made his frames, if you knew about him. I think Susie might know. Here we go. Eric Sloan has twice gone across the country by automobile from New York, from the east to Taos. First time in 1925, when in a rickety Model T Ford. All Model Ts were rickety, but this one was especially so. He wandered off to see the world, painting signs as he went in order to pay expenses. See, blazes are signs. The second was 35 years later when he set off. That's in 1960. In a greater state. So he was better off. He was in a greater state. So a greater state doesn't mean what. Colorado's a greater state than Wyoming. Well, Wyoming has Yellowstone, but Colorado's a greater state. To see whether he could see what he had seen the first time. Mostly, he found that he could not. The first trip led him to believe that few things are as romantic as the open road. And the second made him lament that America is fast moving toward a superhighway culture. There we go. It's all going to be paved, right, Forrest? He made 2 trips. And it wasn't just getting there. It was the trip getting there. Hey, I took the oxygen off my nose and my pulse is dropping. Need some type of, I don't know, warning system. I need an automated thing that knows when I need oxygen, when I need heart rate. So now my pulse is down to 90. The tingling fingers is going away. So if my oxygen is over 90 and my pulse is over 90, I'm getting too much oxygen. So if I get my oxygen down, my pulse drops. It's crazy. I think they need to test me for several days. Okay, and you think about the long ride home. Skippy driving off into the sunset, and you don't see this drawing from Eric Sloane's Return to Taos. It's about the car. The car. The one that will be parked inside the Denver Museum of Nature and Science that is right now currently in my storage trailer. And Eric Sloane. Gymnastics. Gymnastics is cranking it to start. I'd have to have somebody do that. My condition. I can't do that kind of thing. I know when I'm the doctors, and I'm going to see the orthopedic about the neck thing, and I'm going to see the cardiologist again within the next 2 weeks, or I'm getting a lawyer. I won't sue Forrest Fenn, but I sure as shit will sue the government. When I'm a better doctor than the doctors they send me to, look, water high. Sometimes water was welcome. You needed to cool your car off when warm water halts your car. You put more water in it to cool it off. But sometimes water was high. Let's marry the clues. Sometimes not. The water was high. But he says in another one, caution, if flooded, wait on foot before motoring over. You walk out there. If it comes up to your butt, you don't go through there because you're going to drown your engine. That's water high. Right out of Eric Sloane. And think of BIP, the Lincoln Highway sign. All Forrest did was turn that into a D and made it BIP's sweater, which you'll see this Lincoln Highway sign on another one. I hope we didn't see it already. No. Okay. You'll see this Lincoln Highway sign on a pole. This was at the end of every chapter in Eric Sloane's Return to Taos. Forrest Fenn's book had a bullet point at the end of every chapter. So these bullets are around. No. Ask K-Pro, Susie. Bullet points on spreadsheets are square, round, stars, whatever you want. And there's a rabbit down, jackrabbit running off the road. And what's it say in there? Scribbles. Well, that's probably his signature, Eric Sloane. Who knows? Merit. So that's a Model T, I believe. Similar to a Model A. $66,000 links. There's your 66. There's your 22 feet, August 22nd, 1966. Turnpike boundaries must be 1 chain in width. So 66,000 links and a chain is 66 feet. And there again, there's Skip driving off down the road. The long ride home. The first drive-in gas station in Pittsburgh, 1913. You know what this is? You know what this is? This is Ron Howard in his movie with Forrest Fenn's friend, Suzanne Summers. This is American Graffiti 1913, 1925. American Graffiti at the diner. and there again is Suzanne Summers. Her debut was in American Graffiti in a model Ford T-Bird. A Ford Model T-Bird. Oh, get that off my... yeah, I got to turn that down. I need a special device. They're not doing something right. They're going to kill me the way they're treating me. Okay. Here's the store, the mercantile. And so he paints the signs for him. See, in his car says signs. I paint signs. And was he pumping? Oh, or is he jumping the battery? No, it doesn't have a battery. Does it have a battery? I don't know what he's doing there. A good right arm. I don't know what that's. Oh, that may be pumping. Oh, maybe the Model T. Maybe the gas tank was behind the seat and not in the. They didn't put it in the cowl up front. They put it inside somewhere. He's pumping gas in the car. That's the Model T. The Model A, the cowl is right in front, dead center in front of the windshield. And here's from Derek Sloan's. And you know what's funny about this? On Facebook, before I ever knew of the chase, my thing I was doing before the chase, I have a Facebook page, Oregon's Historic Covered Bridges. And I have half of the covered bridges in Oregon before I went on my road trip across America with my RV. Here's Eric Sloan in his covered bridges. How was I to know? Was I following in Eric Sloan's footsteps without knowing it? Heart rate's going up, dizziness, tingling going on. Get that face. Let's try without it for a while. Get it away from my face even. The second job, Green Sergeant's Ridge, 1925. And look at there. Sparky Sparks! Oh, I'm tired, but I want to go through these. Hi, God is love. I may need to because all this tonight, up and down heart, is partly this shit that going over this excitement and stuff. But I probably need to drive up to the VA in Denver tomorrow and get on their ass. Most unfortunate roadside. There we go, Forrest and the tires. It's getting a flat tire. That's why you carried extras. You get all the extras you could. Bring them with you. Is this really saying something, or is it just scribble? Or did he's writing something in Latin? Who knows? And here he made a roller coaster ride for cars. Auto roller coaster. And the cars in every drawing. The car in it, an old man appeared. I don't have the book out there. Go or why? Kit Carson. And there's the Madison. It wasn't a Madison Avenue technique. Here's his road into Taos. I got to hold my breath for a while. I need the paper bag, probably. No, who says it has to be paper? Who says it has to be paper? And it might have a couple of dirty paper towels in it. But I got to breathe in a bag. I'm still at 93 for oxygen. I need 80s. Because up in the 90s, my heart's racing and it shouldn't. How long have I been breathing in a bag and my oxygen is still 94? I've only got it down to 90. I'm still breathing in a bag. Finally got it down to 89. There. There, I got the oxygen down to 85. 84. The pulse is 95, but I'm not feeling like I'm getting too much oxygen. So, if your oxygen is below 90, It's not always bad. If your pulse is high, you don't need to be over 90. That's fucked up. I'm at least calling the telenurse, and she'll probably say head for the hospital. But I can't go to the local hospital because they'll just tell me go to the VA. And and it's like, no, I'll straight go. They got emergency up in Denver. I'll go up there. I'll leave Jack with my kid. His wife and my grandkids can watch Jack for a couple days. They can watch me. I need to have this taken care of. It's not good for my health. Signs. The the bow rested around the windshield, ready instant use. I'm doing this for people that are going to watch the rerun now. Some preferred the old way. You see, there's a guy out here. There's a covered wagon being pulled by a horse, and there's so the old way was with the horse. The Palisades of Cimarron, the old pass road, 1925. The Pueblo Taos, the Taos Pueblo, and there's his car. The Indians looking at the car. I think Indians were more civilized back then than they are nowadays. Now a lot of them, white guy, I want to kill you. When their ancestors actually got along with a lot of white men better than they do nowadays. Everybody needs to get along. We all live on this one blue marble. And there's Kendall. Where's Amber? Is she in the car? Is she in the back seat? There's Amber. There's Kendall and Amber right there. There's his father. Temple, Texas tire thing. That's a tire thing. It looks like that gas station thing there, Drew, too. There's the bullet hole. Photoshopped in the book because this is the cowl and it has a bullet hole in it. Just like this. This is the hole that resembles the hole in the hat mildew. This is after I took it. You see, it's on the back of my RV. There's my tow hitch for my car. And I had the cowl on the back of my car. Champion, the thrill of the chase. Signed by Skippy. There's Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart. Same Amelia Earhart. There's Wallace Beery. He wouldn't sell him bullets. Of course, Beavis and Butthead celebrating. If you're talking behind my back, you're in a good position to kiss my ass. Amen. And here's where in 84, what do you see when you're going down the highway? 84 lumber. We're in the wood. My good friend Bill and a friend by the name of Bill G. It's not rigged. It's Bill G. No rig. You should know better than to F with Billy Jack. The Model A. And here's where I'm telling you that the Lincoln Highway sign on this pole and another picture, that's turn that into a D, just close the top, and it turns into a D. That is the sweater that Bip is wearing. You just rotate it, and it turns into this sign. You look at all the ripples and things, all these ripples going around it, and the lettering around it. This is the sweater that Bip is wearing. Look it up. If you think I'm full of shit, until you look it up, you are full of shit. It's windshield folded forward with the canopy down. There's Bip. See, there's where I drew Bip. And you can see the similarity between Bip and the sign. Right there. I'm going to make you look at that for a couple minutes. I'll make you look at that for a couple until you see the similarity. Here the L is going off the edge. The L is going around the corner, and so is the top of the D. But this is this. You just turn this into a D. You got the instead of LIND, there's FFFF. It's Bip. There's the hole, about as close up as you need, but that resembles the mildew. I feel a lot better with that off. Too much. Peggy named my wonderful car the Bullet. Bullet. Under a canopy of stars. The canopy is folded down. They're sitting under a canopy of stars. The car is under a canopy of stars. The car that would be parked inside the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. And I seen that. I was down in Santa Fe, and that car, the Model A, cruised by me a couple times while I was walking around. Who knew I was there? Carl did. And he told, hey, he's here. Start driving the Model A around. And there's where it parked inside the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. These are Eric Sloan's guys. They were on the horses. The last clue is where my car will be parked at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. Wow, what was... Did you hear the beep, 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 beep? My heart went to 116 all of a sudden. Uncalled for. Uncalled for. I have to play this video for... I'll tell the VA people, watch this. I'm telling my solution, and I'm talking about my heart racing and my oxygen situation, and my heart not properly responding to the oxygen levels. This is Clark Gable. That's Clark Gable. Clark Gable. It's more like a Great Gatsby car. Deep in the heart of Texas, where Forrest is from, the Lone Star. The stars at night are big and bright. Clap, clap, clap. Deep in the heart of Texas. The prairie sky is wide and high. deep in the heart of Texas. The sage in bloom is like perfume deep in the heart of Texas. Reminds me of the one I love deep in the heart of Texas. The coyotes wail along the trail deep in the heart of Texas. The rabbits rush around the brush deep in the heart of Texas. The cowboys cry yippee-yi-yay deep in the heart of Texas. The doggies ball and ball and ball deep in the heart of Texas. Forrest and the car of the bullet. Find a subtle hint. It's not this car. It's another car. And again, this was the next to the last chapter in the original Once Upon a While, and then it was The Price of Freedom, and the revised was Dizzy Dean number 17, telling us it was over in 2017. He died on July 17th. Dizzy Dean did, and he was number 17. Forrest said the chase ended in 2017. And it was about my car. Ha ha! You dummies. There we go. That's a picture of Forrest that I got the first time I met him. And less than a year later, I found his car. So I met him in 2015, the same time I met Randy Billieu. And I found this car in September of 2016. I found Moses in 2017. So it did take me a little while between finding the car and finding Moses, the two alphas that are the mirror of the two omegas. Here he is in his first car. That was his first car. Looks like a Model A kind of. And I think that's Hemingway. Yeah, that's Hemingway and his wife. I think that's Hemingway. And that's Gary Cooper in that car. And I think it's Clark Gable in this car. And I believe that's Gary Cooper. Or is it Clark Gable? I don't know. This one of them. And there's our buddies from Forrest. Fenn was looking for his Indiana Jones type. Someone like him, an Indiana Jones type. Indiana Jones 4. George Lucas and Steven Spielberg at Ghost Ranch. Where did the car end up? Up on Wolf Creek Pass. This car, you see it disappear in the intro to Indiana Jones, and it ends up as a Buffalo Cowboy car at the top of Wolf Creek Pass at Tired and Weak Tucker Palms. I'm going to own that car. And there's Georgia O'Keeffe resting on the back of her Model A. There's Georgia O'Keeffe in her Model A. Georgia O'Keeffe behind her Model A. Hemingway again. Hemingway. Indiana Jones 4. Eric Sloan driving off. Long ride home. The joyride. The joyride of Buffalo Cowboys. These people are joyriding. They're joyriding in the Buffalo Cowboy car. What's it say on the? It seems like it says something here. And I think it probably does. And if you found the car, you probably see what it says something here. But in the movie, they photoshopped whatever it says out. They could have just put a black magnet sign over it, you know? And there's in the movie, this is where the scene that was traced for the Buffalo Cowboy car. Right there. Even this, you see, this even follows the lines, and this circle, this black in here is from the picture in the movie, not the lines follow it. Even, the car, you forgot about it. The rope, the car. How often do you have to pull the car with a rope? 1930 Model A Ford. Buffalo Cowboys, Bullet, Eric Sloan, George O'Keefe, Marvin Fenn car. The answers I already know. These Indians with a car. Jack Dempsey. Prayed for D's. Jack Dempsey. Manassas, Colorado, the Manassas Mauler fought with the cowboy. The cowboy rang Jack Dempsey's bell when he punched him in the head. The cowboy rang Forrest Fenn's bell when he punched him in the head. Jack Dempsey has a Liberty Bell in his front yard of his birthplace. And there's Jay Leno in a roadster. And there's from, I wouldn't doubt if that's the same car that they used in Indiana Jones. But this is from Starman and Jeff Bridges, my lookalike in Starman, which is a spiritual movie, like Contact and Interstellar. My favorite movies, of course, have been long before Preston ever said anything about Linda. That is, I don't know who that's one of them people Forrest mentioned. Does it say? Johnny Weissmuller, Tarzan. That's Tarzan in his Model A. There's no Model A. There's Model A. And there I am right after finding it in the field of grass in that what do they call it? Driving range. The putting green maybe up there. Water hazard is down below. And this is Amelia Earhart. And George O'Keefe. How to get an A in the thrill of the chase. You weren't going to win by getting a D. You had to find the D, but the only way to win was to get the A. You had to get an A. Everybody else got a D. Everybody else got an F in listening. I'm the only one that got an A. I got two A's, Alpha Moses and Model A. Right, Georgia? Quanah Parker takes his first ride. There's Quanah. I'm going to go a little faster because I want to get done. Where did's key? A. 1930 Ford Model A. You end up where you started. We started with an A. Rusty Red Ford. Miss Ford. The Bullet. Call it the Bullet because it's shot. I took a 50 cal through the wing. All my fuel leaked out. Geez, this is a fuel tank. Eric Sloan riding off. This is from the book, and this is from painting Eric Sloan, Forrest showed of Eric's. Once upon a while, it's over. We know. 2 guys run off. 3 may keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. So these 2 guys on the horses, that's Eric and Forrest. They're dead. That's me now in the driver's seat. Return to Taos, okay. The famous Marco Polo Day. I was downtown taking pictures of a Model A. Driving through Santa Fe. It was out there because I was called there. When I went to Old Faithful, I show up for Old Faithful. And what flies over? A stealth fighter. Oh, they're not allowed to fly over here. Oh, only when Bill Gorman shows up, they do. Because he's the omnipotent guru that figured this out. I think one of these guys is Sitting Bull. Which one? This one here. I think this one here standing here. Or no, this one's Sitting Bull. He's in this one. I don't know. One of them he's in there. No, this one says Sitting Bull. The Buffalo Cowboys. The car. It could twist like snake. And at February 17, those who sat right next to it didn't know that the treasure was right behind them. They were looking for the gold. I was looking for the trove, real treasures. The treasures were the things hidden there in nature. This is a whole lot. This is Eric Sloan's book and The Car to Cow. I've all gone over all this. And this, everybody, well, I don't know if I'm driving across country with the treasure, I just put it in my. No, you hire Loomis and you put it in, transport it to wherever for me. And there's our darling, Amelia Earhart again. And here's the thumb over Philadelphia, Benjamin Franklin, reading one of Alexander's deeds. Do good, do unto others as you would like others to do unto you. Help somebody in need. Right on, huh, Forrest? You got it. I'm about to put on mildew here. There it is. Hand to God. So you can see the Photoshop, the hair on his hand and his arm. There's no Photoshop. And there's the witness who took the picture. Come on, Jeremy. Come on, Josh. Forrest Fenn with his hat. I'm wearing my hat. His hat's off. He's honoring the finder. He's waiting for Shiloh to come back with mildew. I've animated this, make him sing funny songs and stuff. He's serious. Hey, oh, haha. Who is he looking at? Who is he posing for? Is Barbara Reese over here taking the pictures from another angle? Excellent question, isn't it? Well, he put on mildew. I'm never going to wear that hat. Except somebody beat me at my game. So I have to wear it. I have to eat my words. That's eating your hat. Forrest meets his match. I got that hat at Quartzsite, Arizona, the Mexican hat salesman. This one's perfect for you. Yeah, it is. Excellent hat. There's mildew. Oh, is that mildew? Look at the hat. Look at the hat. Jerry Reed. What's he singing? Amos Moses. He fell in the swamp. The alligator bit his arm off, his right arm up to the elbow. Lost his hand, so he had to catch the alligators with one hand. And the wooden Moses fell over and lost his right hand. Amos Moses. Those pictures somebody else took. These pictures with the hat, this other people took these pictures. I found them on the internet. I didn't take these pictures, the ones where he's wearing mildew, because the guy that took the pictures of me when he's doffing the hat handed me my phone back. He didn't take these pictures with mildew. There's the Stewart portrait in the hand of God. There it is. Dip your toe in it. Look at the hand here and the hand here. Look at the hand under the table. If you take this hand under the table and you flip it over, look at this. Compared it with Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. Uh-huh. And that flower pot almost looks like a phone sitting there. He said he was going to get an honorary doctorate of anthropology from a small college in Colorado. And here he's got one from Double Blazes University. So I'm the president. And here's the board of directors. If you can figure out who that is, somebody you all know. In witness whereof the seal of the university and the signatures is authorized by the board of directors, Double Blazes University are hereunto affixed to this 31st day of March in the year 2019. They gave him his honorary degree. I am Spartacus. Actually, that's Kirk Douglas. He did play Spartacus. And he almost became a rabbi. Which leads all to Moses again. And he's the father of Michael Douglas, the movie The Game. We all just played a game. This is like The Game Part 2, the whole thing. And Kirk Douglas was there, Michael Douglas was there, and Elton John walked by outside the window. Elton John, and you put Elton John together with Borders, and you get the Border song, Holy Moses, we have all been deceived. Here's the hand of God under the table. The closed hand means he's holding on to the money. He's holding on to the money. She's trying to call him out. And he says, this is up to God. And here's Franklin, the thumb portrait in the both these portraits are in the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and so is the portrait of Moses at the burning bush. Thumb over Philadelphia. I made that. Of course, it's not in the book. And here, where is he? Well, there's me. There's one of my really good friends. A good friend I'm proud of. Oh, was that? Who is? Is that who's that back there? Who's she? Is that Pam? Maybe. Here you see it's a face. There's a nose here, and he's got a hat, and his chin comes out here. It's a cowboy. Asterisk. There's Barbarisi at 2017 February. I think that's what's her name sitting there? What's her name? Yeah. I tried to ask her out. She wasn't interested. So I said later. I don't ask twice. Here's the breakfast after the 2019 February. Look, there's old Desert File. Some other people. Who's the kid on it? Oh, it's probably a woman's kid. Somebody sleeping on the end of the table. But you see my hat right here. See, I'm sitting right there. I'm actually kind of across from Forrest. I was these people moved. Forrest moved down because he passed his dish across to me. He didn't finish his breakfast. He doesn't even have it there yet. Oh, because he probably already handed it to me. I'm eating his breakfast. While I'm eating, he says, "Here, we're going to take a picture. We don't want you looking at the picture." That's God. We don't want you looking at the picture. We don't want anybody to see you hiding over here. Yeah, that's what happened there. Am I sitting next to his daughter? And I don't know it. I've never really met him. Dizzy Dean, number 17, and he died July 17. Cold Dead Wood. Dizzy Dean Death Day. 17. Q. Here we are after. Before I got the teeth fixed up. And here. Okay, the New Yorker. This is from the New Yorker documentary. And I'm in 5 shots there, but only talking one of them. What they were doing it, they put me in the background. They're slowly introducing me. They had to go back to 2016 to get a video of me. Here it is. Forrest Fenn signing the X. Here's where I signed it. And you know what? Dum Dum Gadelkin, he bought this book, and he says he erased my name from it. He says he removed my name from it. Imagine if I'm the finder. Hey, everybody, if I'm the actual finder, Gadelkin destroyed the value of his book. Destroyed it. Because the finder was there. Uranus Omegas. There's a stick man at the old Spanish Trail between Monte Vista and Del Norte, Colorado. He's got his stick. He's got or his sword. Stick. On guard. Touche. Touche. That's a classic Forrest Fenn stick man. There's the rabbit I took a picture of before I found the Model A cowl. The cover for the chest. Wolf Creek, no place for the meek. This is another campsite. This is the campsite I told you I camp at. the Forrest Fenn's totem by the waterfall. This is at Red Rider. The guy who wrote Red Rider. This is the Gypsy Wagon in museum in Pagosa Springs. Warm Waters halt when he shot them metal arcs, when their blood stopped pumping, and Warm Waters halted when he passed away. Here, to Charlie from Bill in his book. That's the tombstone at the Forrest Fenn's totem. That's the ZPU gun rock formation there. One pointing up, the other one's laying down because his buddy bombed it. There's people going up the stairway and off into the vortex. Here's his pile of wrecked airplanes. It just takes a little imagination, a little marvel gaze. One blaze leads. See, this is the canoe, and you can see the oarsman standing here. And he's got a stick. You see a stick coming down here. But this is a canoe. It's under a rock. You roll a rock under, you don't know what you're over. You're not going to find what you find. But this rock's about 30 tons. This is a warrior holding his princess in his hand. And it's next to the gypsies across from the Homer Brown, below the Homer Brown. It's really above the Homer. It's south of the Homer Brown, up on the bluff above the Homer Brown. The bell. The boy. The boy. Buffalo cowboy. Oh, I'm going to buzz through some here. The bullet at the end of every chapter. Let's forward. The bullet. That's a bullet point right there. There's a period. That's a bullet point that you use in a spreadsheet. Oh, there it went. Beep, 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 beep. I bet it just went to 116 again. Fucking thing. You know, it worries the shit out of me. I don't want to fucking die because of lazy doctors that don't listen. Lazy searchers who don't listen. Here's in my War for Me drawing. And you see a canoe here. There's a canoe. And here's Fenn laying next to the canoe. He's laying there next to the canoe. Is there a car in there too? I didn't look for the car in there before. The girl, the art. And look at all the dove and the moon things. You know. Here's an eagle in a crescent. The gypsies. All these matches. ZPU gun. Can't see the arrow. And down here is Isis. Where is she? She's up here. That's Isis with her arms crossed in front of her. See her face here? And these are her arms crossed in front of her. And this red mark, this red trail, I hiked up this trail. And this is how I got up to the waterfall up here. And the waterfall I went in walking in is down here. But I hiked all the way up around here to this one. Probably don't need the oxygen. I just need a pacemaker. No carrot. We did that one. This is a pedestal and stone pedestal I found that's near where the stout-hearted, between Moses and the stout-hearted man. I know what my heart's doing now. I know what I need to talk to the doctor about now, but I don't want to wait till Monday. Go in peace. Should I continue here? From here? I think this is a long video. I suddenly felt like a crippled ant in an elephant parade. See, these are elephants back here, 300-foot tall elephants. You are the size of an ant in front of these elephants. And then, see where Moses is? Moses without the shadows being cast. That's where he is, right here, right there. That's Moses at the wrong time of year. When it's really, I think, overcast, and so there's diffuse light filling all the shadows. These are some of the, probably Hemingway. Is it Hemingway? Yep, Ernest Hemingway. Hemingway. What do you see? Is Forrest maybe really a Hemingway? Possible. Who's Hemingway and his fish? He didn't want his son maybe to be have the notoriety, and the son didn't want, chose to take a different path under a different name. Who knows? I like that one. I love that. There I am at Old Faithful. I should put the geyser in there with Moses. Because in the stealth fighter flew over, giving a stealth message. The rusty key was the rusty Model A Ford. The key is rusted. The Model A Ford bullet is rusted. You didn't see the key. This is an eagle. Fenn's eagle has landed. I found this before the blaze. But this is a big eagle beak, and this is the eagle head. And actually, there's the rabbit. There's the rabbit. And Alice in Wonderland is down here. She's down here. And the other characters are hanging in the tree here. It's kind of like a Christmas ornament. And then this guy, it's not only an eagle, this is a man's head. This thing here is a head. Looking down here, and the arm reaching to this tree that I call a Christmas tree. And so this figure here is putting ornaments in the Christmas tree. And down here was Skippy muff diving with Moby Dickens. Funny shit. Forrest Fenn's totem. The arm coming down over here, holding the totem and the arrowhead here. Other picture of it. Find a substitute. It appears that the plaintiff will have to either serve the personal representative with a subpoena or wait until the personal representative is substituted in this case. He had to leave the breakfast table to find a substitute. And the telephone was clear at the other end of the house. So when I called him, that's when his substitute called him. May 27th, 2020, 10 days later, announced. This is the cutaway of the treasure box. He's fly fishing. He's got his fish and pull out the lure, and this is the fish. That's the fish mouth right there. Hand, the thumb, the bell, for him the bell tolls. If I was still in the business, I'd like to handle your art. And you know what? I need to get some rest. I don't want to hurt myself. And you know what? There are people that know, and people that can do something, and they've done nothing. I need a place with running water, a shower, a flushing toilet, a sewer, a septic system, whatever. I've had enough of this living off grid, roughing it, living the meek life. Even if they can't give me the treasure yet, there's no reason somebody can't drop me a present at my door. Or, hide it somewhere in the open here where I'm not going to have trouble. I'm not going to go digging for anything on my property. I've already metal detected it. And that I think, I think I've proved it beyond a reasonable doubt, and beyond a preponderance. With a preponderance of evidence, I've proved it beyond a reasonable doubt. Now let's hear a solve that beats that. Jack, Jeremy, Barbara, stop trying to steal my treasure. Forrest will make good. There was no need to sue him. He said, "Go in peace. Trust in me. Don't bring me to court over this." I did not bring Forrest to court. Okay. I'm going to have a sparkling water and go lay down and rest. We'll catch y'all next time. I'll try and catch up from here. I'll remember that it'd be easy to remember this where I left off. But I think I'm the pictures in here. But all I have is more evidence. Everything has been evidence. Everything is confirmations. And there is zero bias. Good night, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I know it's long, but it's the solution. And this is what kills all the false claims, all the false prophets showing up in court. You guys are liars. You didn't win. You didn't find the correct substitute. You didn't find his car. You don't know where he parked his car.